I'm going to give you some information, some inspiration, some tactics, some tools that will help you to catch and shoot and score big with your strategic planning. It's called the DIMES framework. Well, it's not just a catchy name. It's not just a catchy name. It actually does mean something. What is the DIMES, right? So let me give you one more teaser. To get to the DIMES, you've got to go to the salt shaker. Okay, now I know, okay, you're probably thinking, look, what is this guy talking about, right? DIMES and salt shaker? Well, hang on, just give me a minute, I'll break it down for you. The salt shaker is where you get the DIMES. All right, let me first tell you about what the DIMES are. DIMES are 5 key things, paradigms, best practices, tools, resources that you need so that you can effectively engage in strategic planning so you could sustain today's success into tomorrow, or create success that is sustainable into tomorrow. 5 things. And what I've found and what the data and the studies show is that these are probably the 5 most frequently occurring things that keep leaders and managers and business owners engaging, accelerating their strategic plan.
Hey, business leaders, owners, and managers. Welcome to the Salt Shaker. If you're wondering what SALT stands for, it's the acronym S-A-L-T. This stands for Strategy, Acceleration, Leadership Toolkit. This toolkit is jam-packed with tools, tactics, and best practices to help you achieve your strategic vision, goals, and objectives faster and more efficiently. It is a premium-level membership community created and facilitated by Dr. Murray and his team of strategists and leadership coaches at Accelerate Strategy and Leadership Incorporated. What's in the toolkit, you ask? Well, we have interactive masterclasses lined up for you. These classes are designed to give you the best practices and tactics to help you accelerate your strategy. They focus on Dr. Murray's DIMES framework, so you can score big in your strategy implementation. And that's not all. We also have assessments to help you gauge the efficiency of your strategy implementation. It's always good to know where you stand, right? In the Salt Shaker, you get access to Level 1 and Level 2 strategy implementation risk assessments. These risk assessments not only tell you the level of implementation risk that may be hidden in your business, but the assessments also help you to minimize, mitigate, or eliminate the risk of strategy implementation dysfunction. But wait, there's more. We also have strategy implementation checklists. These are designed to help you accelerate your strategy implementation. You will love our 3-point checklist, in keeping with our basketball theme. These 3-point checklists are 3 key points on simple steps you can take to accelerate your strategy implementation. We give you 33 sets of 3-point checklists. That's a total of 99 easy steps to accelerate strategy fast. And let's not forget about our community. This is a place where other leaders, business owners, and managers share and learn best practices. Of course, sharing is optional, but we believe that learning from each other is a great way to increase your strategy implementation efficiency for you and for your team. In the Salt Shaker, we're committed to providing you with the resources and support you need to excel in your strategic leadership journey. As a member, you'll have access to our flagship 6-week training program, START, Strategy Acceleration Roundtable, at a massively discounted price. While non-members pay $6,000 or more, you, as a valued member, get it for just $2,997. START, Strategy Acceleration Roundtable, is a comprehensive, immersive, and interactive online training program that covers the 5 elements of DIMES. Remember, DIMES is Dr. Murray's secret sauce that includes the 5 ingredients that will assist you to score big in your strategy implementation and achieve strategic vision faster and more efficiently than ever before. In the START program, you get access to our Level 2 strategy implementation risk assessments. Every Level 2 assessment comes with a complimentary consultation with Dr. Murray. In this session, Dr. Murray interprets your results and works with you to create action plans to reduce or eliminate those risks that could make your strategy implementation dysfunctional. Say goodbye to strategy implementation dysfunction and say hello to strategy implementation acceleration. Many of our Salt Shaker members have said that access to Dr. Murray's podcast is their most loved Salt Shaker benefit. As a Salt Shaker, you'll have access to both of Dr. Murray's insightful podcasts, SLN, Strategic Leadership News, which looks at newsworthy events that illustrate strategic leadership, and his other podcast, Your Whole Self, looks at leading strategically with body, mind, soul, and social. On these podcasts, Dr. Murray frequently has experts in all things strategy and leadership ready to share their expertise and experience with you. The Salt Shaker is where strategy meets action. Unlock your potential and join us today.
So, are you ready to start receiving these powerful tools in the Strategy Acceleration Leadership Toolkit? Just provide your name and email in the form here. Welcome to the Salt Shaker. Also in the form, select a date and time to talk with Dr. Murray about the Salt Shaker program and to see if you are eligible for additional scholarships or grants to make the annual membership even more affordable. Go ahead and schedule that call. And just for scheduling, you will receive a complimentary limited-time membership in the Salt Shaker. No obligation, 100% free for 2 months. Dr. Murray is waiting to chat with you. Schedule your call now.
So I'm waiting for my 11:45 appointment to show up here on Zoom. My name is Walter Murray. While I'm waiting, though, I wanted to take this opportunity to record this introduction, what this call is about, and to let you know that I'd like to have a call with you as well, right? And I'll be talking to the CEO of this company. They do about $102 million in revenue per year. Several locations throughout the United States. And I'm speaking with the CEO. And what we will talk about is strategy implementation to date, right? Here we are, November 2023. If everything worked according to plan, you should be about pretty close to achieving your strategic goals and visions for 2023. Now, you and I know in the world of business and leadership and strategy, nothing ever goes according to plan, which is why contingency planning is so important. But what we want to look at, though, is not only where you are today, but what are some of the roadblocks and challenges that you encountered during the year that may have impeded, decelerated your strategy implementation? What are some of the things that you did that may have accelerated your strategy implementation? How did strategy implementation go? What did you do that really worked? What did you do that was really a bummer that, kind of messed things up, created dysfunction and disconnections? Right? Most important thing, though, is we'll talk about what can we do to help you so that next year's strategy implementation is smoother, faster, more efficient than this year's strategy implementation. I'm going to offer him, in this phone call, I'm going to offer him access to our Salt Shaker community. Now, that's something that you really need to be part of. It's like a mastermind community group for CEOs, business owners, business leaders, people in charge of strategy implementation, the Salt Shaker community. Now, you're asking, well, what is SALT, right? Well, it's not what you think it is. SALT is Strategy Acceleration Leadership Toolkit, right? I kind of like that acronym. Strategy Acceleration Leadership Toolkit. It's a toolkit with tools, resources, tips, tactics that you as a business owner, leader, someone in charge of strategy, you could pick a tool and apply it to a specific challenge in your strategy implementation. So again, this is just part of the conversation, and if anything, he will leave with a free membership in the Salt Shaker program. And that's the goal, that we want to give people access to the toolkit, the Strategy Acceleration Leadership Toolkit, and be part of leaders and managers who shake things up, right? The Salt Shaker community. All right, I think he's going to join us right now. So, we got so many calls I mean, there's so many people, we've got appointments scheduled back to back to back for the next few weeks because leaders and managers and business owners understand the importance of this conversation. 30 minutes that could change the trajectory of your strategy implementation. And so, like I said, I've got to jump on this call right now. But listen, you could have this conversation with me, right? At the bottom of my screen, I'm going to put my link for my calendar. Click on the calendar link, pick a date and time, schedule a call. It could be a phone call, it could be a Zoom call, your choice. And let's have this conversation. You know what I'm going to talk about. I already told you. Let's have this conversation. And at the very least, get a free membership in the Salt Shaker community. Walter Murray, talk to you soon.
So when a client prospect gives us a call, right? What do you think is one of the driving factors that they would call us? I mean, keep in mind what our name is, right? Accelerate Strategy and Leadership Incorporated.
I think they call because of our reputation. And not just our reputation to be able to deliver the service that they want, but also that there is a misunderstanding, that they're not understanding the strategic plan and how the plan is supposed to be implemented.
Okay.
And so they call us.
Okay. But what you described is probably one of many reasons a customer or prospective customer will call us. But what's the thing that's hurting them the most, right? So the pain point that most people call us for is, man, this implementation sucks. It's like we had these goals in January. Here we are in August, September, and it looks like we're never gonna get to where we want to be by December. We need help. How that hurt shows up, right? That pain, it might show up because they have poor decision-making strategies, or they may have poor employee engagement, or whatever it is. But what's driving them to take my call is like, man, we need help getting this strategy implementation done.
How do we do that? How do we help a company realign themselves in terms of their strategic planning and implementation?
So how do we help them where it hurts?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do training through what we call our START program, S-T-A-R-T. We do training through our SALT program, S-A-L-T. And we do training through our DIMES program, DIMES. So 3 distinct products that are related to each other. They each reinforce the same 5 key concepts, right, that help a leader to accelerate their strategy.
So what were those 3 programs again? You mentioned the START program. You mentioned the DIMES program. And what was the third?
SALT.
The SALT program. Okay.
All right. So they are. Let me start. Let me see which one should I start with. Let me start with the DIMES program.
Okay.
Because the DIMES program is like the foundational program, right? DIMES is D-I-M-E-S. So there are 5 things that tend to really handicap strategy implementation, right? And those 5 things are the 5 elements that make up DIMES, D-I-M-E-S, 5, right? First one is the decision making. You know, people tend to make decisions that unintentionally slow the process down, right? Easy to get distracted as a leader, manager, business owner, and make decisions to go after what looks like good initiatives, but take you away from your strategic implementation. So decisions. The other one is innovation. You know, how do you innovate? How do you create? You can't compete with your competitors unless you could out-innovate your competitors. The M is for metrics. You got to be able to measure your progress in ways that help you drive implementation, right? E is engagement, S is strategic alignment. I don't want to go into each one of them right now, but those are the 5 things. Again, decision making,
innovation, metrics, engagement, and strategic alignment. That's the DIMES package. Did you see how those were all? Did you see the DIEM yesterday?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
D for decisions, I for innovation, M for metrics, E for engagement, S for strategic alignment. It's pretty neat, isn't it? I thought so too. Anyway, did you see the YouTube presentation that I did?
I did.
On DIMES?
I did
Yeah.
see that. It was quite informative. It was concise, and the individuals who I shared it with had positive feedback.
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna put that in the form of a podcast also.
So people are obviously going to want to know what's the cost for this package of, strategy implementation services, right? What's the cost for the START program? What's the cost for the SALT program?
It's affordable. It's an investment, really, is what it is. I mean, it's like having your own strategy coach, 12 months out of the year. The importance of a strategy coach. It's hard to convince a person who doesn't understand the importance of strategy implementation to convince them and persuade them to make an investment in the Salt Shaker program, right? You kind of have to understand the importance of strategy implementation. You first have to have a strategy, and you first have to feel the pain of strategy, what I call dysfunction, right? And so people who understand, look, man, I just need some guidance to get from here to there, right? I mean, we've been trying to get to this point, whatever that point is, year after year, and we just can't seem to get there. We get close, but not close enough.
And the unfortunate thing is, people are hired, people are fired. Managers find themselves in the same quicksand. And it has nothing to do with the employees,
Right.
but more of not implementing the strategic plan.
Yeah, and that's that's a lot of times when a manager or leader is looking for reasons why their strategy implementation isn't going according to plan. They usually point at the employees.
They do.
The employees, it sucks.
Yeah.
When the truth of the matter is, the entire system may not be conducive to those employees doing what they need to do to get the company to where it needs to be. You see what I'm saying? But so a leader who understands, look, that I need to get from here to there. I need to take this organization from where it is right now to where the vision says it should be. The manager or leader who understands that the importance of getting there also understands the pain and the angst that they feel when they don't get there. See, those kinds of people, you don't have to persuade them to be part of the Salt Shaker community. They're looking for the Salt Shaker community. They're looking for ways to shake things up so they could step things up, kind of like that. That's pretty cute, right?
Yeah.
Shake things up to step things up.
Yeah, shake things up to step things. I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah.
If I might say so myself. But yeah, so
we could create another program, a step program.
well, sorry, we got enough programs as it is. But yeah, those kinds of leaders you don't have to really convince too much. If let's say leader Sally,
Yes.
he's the CEO of the company, right? So here in January 1st, 2023, she's looking into the future and say, okay, in the next 12 months, our vision is to grow our market share so that our revenues grow from $10 million to say $12 million, right? So it's a 20% increase. It's doable. It's aggressive but doable, right? So the incremental change from 10 to 12 is $2 million. For a small business, that's sizable, right? So, but if she gets to the point where somewhere in the middle of the year, June, July, she's like, wow, this organization, we're definitely not going to get to $2 million to $12 million by December unless we get some help. And the help is in the form of becoming a member in the Salt Shaker community. The Salt Shaker community investment that she's going to make compared to the additional $2 million that a company is going to generate is minuscule. And any savvy, wise business owner, business leader, they look at it like this. Okay, so the Salt Shaker community membership is costing me how much? And it could get me an additional how much in revenue? It's like a no-brainer, right? But that kind of strategic thinking, either a business owner, business leader, either they get it or they don't. It's hard to convince someone to think like that. And I'm really not in the business of changing people's thinking patterns. I'm looking for the people who are already thinking strategically, who see the value, because there's a ton of them up there.
Yes. Thank you so much for giving clarity, additional information on the SALT program, the DIMES program, and the
START program.
Thank you so much for giving such
The Salt Shaker is where strategy meets action. Unlock your potential and join us today.
So, are you ready to start receiving these powerful tools in the Strategy Acceleration Leadership Toolkit? Just provide your name and email in the form here. Welcome to the Salt Shaker. Also in the form, select a date and time to talk with Dr. Murray about the Salt Shaker program and to see if you are eligible for additional scholarships or grants to make the annual membership even more affordable. Go ahead and schedule that call. And just for scheduling, you will receive a complimentary limited-time membership in the Salt Shaker. No obligation, 100% free for 2 months. Dr. Murray is waiting to chat with you. Schedule your call now.
To get to the dimes, you've got to go to the Salt Shaker. Okay, now I know, okay, you're probably thinking, look, what is this guy talking about, right? Dimes and Salt Shaker? Well, hang on. Oh, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I'll break it down for you. The Salt Shaker is where you get the dimes. All right, let me first tell you about what dimes are. Dimes are 5 key things, paradigms, best practices, tools, resources that you need so that you can effectively engage in strategic planning so you could sustain today's success into tomorrow, or create success that is sustainable into tomorrow. 5 things.